Rush Limbaugh announced a few weeks ago that he joined a group of investors bidding to purchase the NFL's St. Louis Rams. But there's growing opposition to Limbaugh's bid, mainly among current and former NFL players and left-wing African-American leadership who contend Limbaugh is a racist, pointing to past racially insensitive remarks made by the popular conservative radio talk show host. In his latest article, my next guest says, this is an example of why the Democratic Party and liberals in this country simply do not understand and do not appreciate freedom of speech. Joining me now is Wayne Allyn Root, the 2008 Libertarian vice presidential candidate and recently the author of The Conscience of a Libertarian, Empowering the Citizen Revolution with God, Guns, Gambling, and Tax Cuts. Wayne, welcome back to Freedom Watch.
Judge, thank you for having me on. It's an honor to be here with you.
Why would Rush Limbaugh not be able to purchase anything he wants that he's able to afford? This is America.
This is America, and I think it's capitalism, and I think it's free speech that's being endangered, and it scares me that, you've heard over the years this idea of book burning is not something we do in America, but it's okay to tell someone you can't buy an NFL team because we don't like your politics? Is that not a violation of free speech? And more importantly, as we might point out in Hollywood among my actor friends, a violation of freedom of expression by an artist?
It's clearly a violation of freedom of expression. And as I walked into this room to do this interview with you, Wayne, the latest news was that Roger Goodell, who is the commissioner of the NFL, was being asked to meet with Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton, who want to encourage him to reject the offer of the group to which Rush Limbaugh is a member, even if it's the best offer, even if it's the richest offer. Question,
this reminds me of
why
colleges.
Should the NFL take into account what Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson think about who should own this team?
Well, maybe what they should take into account, and the players' union and the players should take into account, is that the majority of people sitting in the stands are most probably wealthy, certainly middle class and upper middle class. Therefore, they have a propensity to vote for conservative candidates. Did it ever occur to them that the people who sit in the stands not only support freedom and free speech, but might actually like Rush Limbaugh? And by doing this, you might be offending the goose that lays the golden egg. If the fans stay home, Judge, there is no NFL. Those players get paid because fans like me pay huge money for tickets because we love the NFL. You start offending us, you better watch your free speech because we will choose in a free society to stop going to games and your salaries are going to get endangered.
All right, here's what I fear. I fear a culture in government where the government says we have the right to approve the salaries of your top employees. We have the right to improve the contracts that you enter into with vendors. You're so big that if any of the money you spend should cause your collapse, then everybody would hurt. Therefore, we, the government, want to have a hand in management. Is something like this coming to professional sports where the government may say so-and-so can't own such and such a team because we don't like his politics?
Yeah, it's obvious it's coming, and the thing that really bothers me is this terrible, terrible word that I hate called racism. If liberals don't like what you or I say, Judge, instead of just saying I disagree with you, they call us a racist. I've never been a racist in my life. As a matter of fact, most conservatives, in my opinion, are completely colorblind, and most liberals practice racism because they see color in everything they look at. Everything is about being black, being white, racism in America. I look at everyone as equal. I don't think you need affirmative action. I don't think you should get any sort of subsidy or government job or government program or government contract because of the color of your skin. I believe everyone's equal. So I'm the opposite of a racist. I think many of the things Rush Limbaugh says might be entertaining. Some of them might be offensive, but I don't think any of them that I've heard is actually racist.
Look, Rush Limbaugh criticized two African-American quarterbacks, one for the manner of his play and the other because he was torturing dogs. Neither of that means that Rush Limbaugh makes decisions based on race. But even if he did, that should not be an impediment to his spending his money how he wants, nor should it induce the NFL to say he's not allowed to own one of our teams. Because if that is a standard for ownership, where will the standard of political correctness or pure thinking or that which appeases those who scream the loudest end?
This is wrong on so many levels, Judge. Let's start with, should a player be on the field in the NBA or the NFL or Major League Baseball because of their talent on the field or because of their political views? Will we start deciding who the third baseman for the Yankees is depending on whether he's a conservative or a liberal? Well, if the players' union doesn't want that to happen, then how could you apply that standard to ownership of a team? You don't decide whether someone is allowed in a capitalist and free society to own anything based on their political views. And second of all, I consider myself a Reagan libertarian, a libertarian conservative. Would they ban Ronald Reagan from owning a football team if he were alive today because they believe the definition of conservative is racist? Because I'm sure Reagan agrees with most of Rush Limbaugh's views.
Wayne Allyn Root, thanks very much for joining us on Freedom Watch.
Thank you, Judge.
You can catch today's show on foxnews.com/Freedom Watch and on Sirius 145, XM 168, or online at foxnewstalk.com at 6 p.m. Eastern on Saturdays. From New York, defending freedom. Until the next time, stay free, America.